What's up? Jenny Burley here, and today I'm going to talk about the expenses application. Now, the expenses application can be used to track all the costs being accumulated for a particular rehab project. Now, to get started, what you would do is you would click on the Add Project button, you add the property address and the budget that you came up with for that rehab project, and then click Save, and it is automatically added right here in this window. Underneath here, you would have a section called My Workers, and this is where you would add all the different workers that are maybe helping you out for this project. You can enter in individuals' names or companies, anything you want that you want to count as a worker. And one thing, additional thing I want to add about this is that there's a link for this person's name, and what this will do is create a PDF document of basically generating a report of all the different things that this worker has worked on. So, for instance, let's say that we have a worker who worked on several projects for us, and now it's tax time, and you have to have a report of looking at all the stuff that he has done for you and what you've paid him. You can click on that, and it'll automatically generate a PDF document displaying all that information. So, very handy. Underneath that, we just have an expense summary, which just gives you a total of all the projects, all the workers you have, and then just kind of an average cost that you're spending per project. So now to really get started, let's go into a property, and we do that by clicking on a link. There we go. And to start off, we don't really have anything in here. So really to get started, what we need to do is add a week ending. And the way that this works is that you are basically adding in a week to enter in all the expenses accumulated for that week. So whether it's a worker or an item, you would just enter in a week that then you can use to enter in tracking data. So if we click on week ending, we're going to choose the 29th. There we go. And you can see that I kind of added in week ending here, which is 1/29/2011, and you can see that we spent nothing for that week. And there's two sections here. There's the insert worker and insert item. If we click on insert worker, it'll bring up a list of all the workers that we have, and then we just click on one to have it inserted. Okay. And now you can see John's name there, and we can see that we owe them $0 because we haven't entered in that he's done any work yet. Under task here, we can click on several different subcategories that he worked on that week. We can click on here to open up a bigger window if you can't really see it. There we go. We can enter in a description of what he actually worked on, and then we can enter an amount that we paid him for that particular task. But if he's an hourly worker, then we would basically enter in the hours that he worked for that week. So we're just going to put in an amount here, $200. And you'll notice that the Save button kind of highlighted here, and that just indicates that some information changed and we need to save it. So we'll click Save. Okay, now you see that under O, it says that we now owe him $200. Okay, now let's say that we paid him, so we would click Paid, and then we would click on Save again, and now it just indicates that we paid John for that week. And up here you can see that it already said that we have spent $200 so far, and it subtracted it from our budget, and now our balance is $15,000 and $530. Okay, on Insert Item, it's basically the same thing. We click on that, and it's basically the same kind of setup here. So, and basically that's what you would do in order to keep track of all your expenses, and you do that for each week. And it's very handy, and that way you can kind of, after you're done with the project, you can go back and kind of look and see what you actually spent. And, we also have some options here where you can print out a PDF document for a particular week ending, or you can do it for the entire project. You can also do the same thing with sending a property. So it just gives you a lot of good information and a good way to track all your expenses for a project. Thanks.